Hi, crafty friend. It's Justine Dvorak from Stationery by Justine, where when I craft, my world stands still. Today, I'm going to make this cute card. It's going to be perfect for maybe a back to school card for a teacher, or maybe just a teacher appreciation card. Anytime that you appreciate teachers, I promise you it will mean the most to them. So I'm going to go ahead and use this stamp first. This is from Trinity, of course. It's called Influential Teacher 3x4 stamp, and it is so cute and it is easy peasy to color. So if you're someone who doesn't love coloring, but you want to have a big statement sentiment, I love these style sentiments that Trinity Stamps has. They have others as well. I'm just going to use a Copic marker friendly ink. Mine is Memento black ink. It just seems to work very well. And then I'm using a Express It piece of cardstock that is die cut to the shape of a little piece of paper. Do you see that there? And you might have seen the little clipboard that is in the top left part of the screen. That is called Cool Clipboard Die Set, and it is in fact so cool and adorable. So I'm going to place my stamped image onto that clipboard after it's all stamped out. And I'm just going to use a little press tool that my husband made for me just so I get a great impression. Perfect. I did not have to stamp that out twice, which always makes my heart so happy when I can get it done and dusted in the first try. Now I'm going to pull out some purples from my stash to make this card complete, because most people that I know that teach at my school either like blue or purple. Weirdly enough, I do know a lot of their favorite colors because I am part of the party planning committee. I know. Insert Phyllis and Angela meme here, but I do know a lot of people's favorite colors because of that. So if I'm going to use this as a giftable card, I do want to have it be something that I can actually use. So purple it is for this one. So I'm going to do a little ombre blend, which is my favorite thing to do with this style of stamp from Trinity Stamps, because it does have such an easy wow factor. You just grab 3 of any color Copic markers that you like, do a dark, medium, light, and just start with a dark, try the medium, and do the light. That will give you a great blend. You can even grab that dark again and just kind of go over it twice if that's something that interests you, but typically just a dark, medium, light is good to go for me. A lot of times with alcohol markers, I will not use the color that is right next to it in the color line. So if it was marker 1 through 10, I would use it 2, 4, 6 or 6, 8, 10, just doing the opposite, doing odd numbers or doing even numbers, because it just helps blend without going through and making 10 layers on your cards. So then I'm going to go ahead and do some yellows and some golden tones for my stars. Now these colors are going to kind of coordinate with that little clipboard that I have there and pop. So I want it to match without being too matchy. So I am going to go ahead and use the yellow that is YR and also Y06. Now it's called acid yellow. It's very, very bright. So using that pale sepia YR kind of color definitely tones it down a little bit in a good way. And then for the wooden part, I'm using a very odd color. It is Y26, and it just is so perfect for wood, in my opinion. And then for the eraser, R20, and for the metallic part, I'm using C5, and I'm also adding that to the tip for the lead. There's a look at all the markers if you wanted to take a little look or take some notes, pardon the pun, a teacher card, and we're taking notes. If that is something that interests you, go ahead and do that. I don't know why I'm wiggling them so much. I don't know. I must have been tired when I was filming this. There you go. Hold them still. All right, moving right along. I'm going to make this card have a very fun and interesting background. I absolutely love this stencil. Pardon the Post-it note. I don't know why I felt the need to write that down or have that in the video, but for whatever reason, it made sense. Oh yes, I'm going to be blending. Okay, so I'm using Lunar Paste and some Shimmer Relief Paste from Altenew and Simon Hurley, but the star of the show is really this stencil. Now, this stencil is from Trinity, and I can't even tell you how many cards I've used it on. It is so good. Now, you probably have stencils in your craft room that are geometric like this one, and you might have grabbed it and thought, oh, that's cool, I'll get it. You know, it's only maybe $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, whatever it might be. And then you hoard it and you might not be inspired by it, but I'm telling you, use it. Use it on all of the cards. I've used it on a Norse gnome. I'm going to use it on this teacher card. You can have it be snow. You can have it be a fun space background. It can really be anything. Now, to get a really fun color, I'm going to mix these two pastes together. So that is why I grabbed that little piece of scratch paper note card. Foundation and spelling. I just finished, this is a little personal note, but I just finished my 2-year training on a dyslexia class for teaching, and that was one of my last Post-it notes I did for my class. So I don't know, I'm just so happy that I was able to learn so much about dyslexia and help kiddos with dyslexia. So yay, and yay for recycling this lovely Post-it note. I'm just going to mix these two colors together just to get a very shiny purple. Now, I do know that there are lots of pastes and such out there, and yes, you could probably buy a shiny purple, but I don't have a shiny purple right now, so I'm going to just mix it up, which is kind of like the little artist in me. Why buy something when you can make it yourself? All right, I'm going to go ahead and just smear this on. My sticky mat definitely helps keep my stencil in line. A lot of people will use magnets or craft tape, so those are options as well if you do not have a sticky mat. But I'm telling you, getting this stencil specifically, you are not going to regret it. I will put at the end of this video other cards where I have used this stencil, and you can see just a few of them for yourself if that is something that interests you. I do love having different color pastes though, with that being said, and different inks. I always say just get a basic rainbow and then you can always blend and mix and match your colors and get whatever color you want. So if you're crafting on a budget, maybe you're a new crafter, go ahead and just get the basic rainbow, and then you can always build from there if something interests you. All right, I'm going to just finish adding all of the paste for this project and make sure that everything is nice and smooth. I don't want to miss any of those cute little dots. And because I did make my own color, whatever I have left over, I'm not going to be putting back into my container. So what I will do off camera is just scrape the rest of that off the Post-it note and off of my palette knife, and then probably, I think what I did was put it on some black cardstock just for fun and future die cutting, and just have it there because why not? It's still good paste and it's definitely not serving any purpose on that Post-it note anymore. But with your stencils, it is important to take care of them. So be sure to take them off of your project just like that. Oh, that peel and reveal is so good. Just look at that. So much dimension, and that just took minutes to achieve. So good. Okay, moving right along. we are going to next set this aside and let it dry because the paste will be able to get smushed rather easily. So I don't want to touch it really too much, and I want to be able to have it to be nice and dry for when I need it. So I'm going to remove it from my grid mat gently. And then whenever I have something like this, I do just set it off to the side and maybe pop it on top of something, like set it on top of an ink pad or something, just so air can get underneath it. And that's not something that you have to do. And if it's really a wet project, you're going to want to keep an eye on it because it can kind of bow down. But I find that if it has a little bit of airflow underneath it, it's going to dry even faster. So if you are crafting with a timer, shout out to Eileen with her Card Chaos on her channel. But if you're crafting with a timer, you just want to make sure that that is having lots of airflow for drying correctly. All right, I have die cut out the pieces that I need for my clipboard. I have my little piece at the top that clips is going to be that shiny mirror cardstock. I have just a basic tan color for my clipboard. And then I grabbed from my scraps little sparkly cardstocks from my little scrap bin, because these are the tiniest little pieces to make paper clips. And I always call them binder clips, but I don't know if that's the right term. When I was younger, we used to call them alligator clips, but I think that they're called binder clips. You'll have to let me know if I'm off on that. But I am going to adhere these papers kind of wonky to be cutesy, because let's be real, I am some days a type A teacher and some days I'm a type B teacher. So I like to say I'm a type AB teacher. Sometimes it's cute and adorable, but a little bit messy. And that is for sure me. For sure. Lots of organizing in my classroom, but also there's definitely doom drawers. Let's just put it that way. Okay. For adding all these little fun things onto my card on the front piece, I'm just going to use my Trinity Stamps pick and poke tool and add them on so it looks like they are clipped to the papers just so effortlessly, right? And just have them be decorating the front. And then with this, it even has this teeny tiny little detail piece to decorate that alligator clip or the binder clip. So it has even more detail. And I find that that is just so adorable. And then with the paper clips and the metal pieces for the binder clips, I used a holographic piece of scrap that I had in my stash. I do keep my glitter and specialty cardstocks in a little basket, and whenever I need just the tiniest little piece, I go to that first before I chop into a big piece of paper. Now with this clipboard, I want it to look like it's actually clipped. So I do have a piece of foam there, and for whatever reason, I felt the need to chop that off. We're going to get to it in just a minute, I'm sure, but it just will look like it is chopped. Oh, I know why I chopped that off, because it was cutting off my word the. So yes, I probably should have noticed that before I glued on my top piece of paper before I put the clip on, but I didn't, and it's okay. It still looks like a very fun and cool clipboard as it is. Now I'll just finish off this card with adding these little paper clips on to my project, but would be extra special would be to add sparkle spots. Now, Trinity Stamps just came out last month with tons of really awesome embellishments. I think that they are the top place to buy embellishments because they have hundreds, yes, hundreds of embellishments. I don't know of any other crafty company that has hundreds of embellishments, but Trinity does, and they are so incredibly adorable. So you got to check them out if you haven't yet. And if you love a shaker card like I do, you're going to want to definitely check them out. All right, just a side note on those specialty cardstocks and gluing. You saw how easy it was to pick up that little binder clip because I'm using glitter cardstock. Now the back is slippery as can be, so it just needed a little bit longer to dry and stick to that paper. But just a side note, if you are new to card making and you're wondering, why is this not sticking? It sticks for some things, not for others. It could be just the slickness of the paper. Once it has a little bit of time to dry, it will dry and you'll be all good. I just had to add that last little paper clip to the project because I could not let him just be without all of the little friends that we added to the project already. So then next with this project, I'm going to pop this up with some foam tape just for extra fun dimension. It doesn't have to be crazy, just enough for it to be lifted up from the background. Just kind of looks like I was a little skimpy on the foam there, but I think that it will hold anyway. And then because I am gluing this foam onto my background that has that paste on it, the paste has dried, but it is a little bit slippery. And this foam that I'm using is old foam from my stash. Womp womp. It's a little bit not that sticky. Let's be clear on that. So it needs a little help. So I'm going to use the liquid glue just to get it nice and secure, and so the clipboard would not fall off. Another fun thing that I was thinking about when I was making this is making this a giftable item. So instead of putting foam on the back, pop a magnet on the back and you can give it as a little gift. And then that little clipboard could be a decorative magnet. Something that I've done on my channel a few times. So just something to think about. All right, I'm going to take my Teflon folding tool from Trinity and just give my card base a really good score. And then I will adhere it on. And I am going to finish it off with some embellishments, but they are not new to Trinity, but they are tried and true sticker embellishments. And I think that these might be my favorite sticker embellishments that Trinity Stamps has. They are rainbow and they're super fun to add to projects because it has so many different colors in the pack. And of course, I'm going to just add a little bit of a smiley face to my glue because this is made with love and happiness. Oh my, so corny, but we love it. All right, we'll let my card base and card front give each other a little hug and we'll smush them together to be in together forever. Look at this. Isn't this such a gorgeous sticker sheet? I think this is probably my 4th pack of these. I remember I did buy a pack of these probably 2 years ago and then I hoarded them. And then I started using them and I thought, why am I hoarding them? They're so good. They can always make more of embellishments. So I really do encourage you to use your crafty supplies and just love them and enjoy using them. Or you can just store them and look at them and get enjoyment in that way as well. If that is something that makes you happy, I'm not going to stop you. Now these are sticky, so they have adhesive on the back, so they make it even easier to add to projects. Once again, Trinity is the best for embellishments. I'll just go out there and say it. So anyway, thank you for watching all the way to the end of this video. I hope that you liked or learned something. Tell the teacher thank you if you happen to see one this week. I'm sure that they would appreciate that. So I appreciate you. Thanks for watching this video. I will have all of the items that I used linked down below in the video. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. Bye, crafty friend.